But hang on, let me make sure everything's working. Because as I said, I'm not exactly on an island out here. As you can see, my arm keeps fucking disappearing.
I can see it, yeah.
But there is a dog over here somewhere.
Oh, very nice.
The office dog, the shop dog.
Oh, I wish I had an office dog. That sounds great.
Yeah, I like your studio though. Like,
oh, thanks. Yeah, this is my I do all my YouTube videos and stuff like that here.
I love it. In Canada.
Yeah. Canada, Canandi, yeah, more or less. Cananda, something like
Cananda. That sounds like some kind of soft drink.
I basically got this a gift certificate for a neon sign here, and I was like, what can I get as a neon sign in the background? I'm like, maybe I'll get Canada spelled slightly wrong, just wrong enough so that when people jump on stream, they're like, hey, it's Canada. What the hell?
Canada.
Like, why is your thing spelled wrong? I'll be like, it says Canada, bro. It's normal. And just never break.
I love it. Yeah, that's so fucking funny. I love it. I love it. I love what you guys are about, of course. And dude, it is good to have you on the show.
Oh, very good. Thank you so much, buddy.
You know, I see I'm usually rocking one of those Rhodes as well, the Rode pod mics.
Australia, dude. All my shit's from Australia, man. Black Magic Design, Rode. I love Australia.
Yeah, it's the best, man. We've got some good stuff, which brings me to the next thing, which is you guys are coming down to Australia.
Oh my goodness. We're so excited to come down to Australia. So we haven't been to Australia in 5 years. The last time we were there, we were supporting the amazing Psychroptic. And this is a band, obviously, everybody probably knows when you're down there. They're from Tasmania. They've been like they've been playing since like the late 90s or something. Like those guys have been around forever, dude, and they crush. This is actually one of the bands that we started our band as like a main influence.
No way.
Psychroptic has been an influence to the band since day one. I mean, Joe Haley on guitar, just like incredible, like savant, insane riffage. Dave Haley, insane drummer. I mean, dude, killer band. And now they have our buddy Todd on bass, and this guy is, he's the man. So the last time we were in Australia, we supported them, and now we're doing a headliner tour, which is incredible to say the least, to be able to actually go across the world and play headlining shows and have people even slightly care. It is still amazing.
Mate, we've been looking forward to it for so damn long. I tell you what, it's going to be good to have you guys back. And this time, as you said, headline tour, so many people are excited to see you, including myself.
Yes.
And mate, even my band, we're all coming together. We're all going as a group. And I think we're going to dress up or do something special for it. We've got a hotel. Like, no shit. Our guitarist, Jaymes, ARCHSPIRE is his favorite band of all time, dude.
Oh, hello, Jaymes. That's great. I don't know if he's listening, but
yeah, he's very excited. So we're taking him along for the adventure.
Great.
So it's and heaps of people, man. It's everyone's going to come out of the woodwork. Especially, you've got Werewolves as well.
Yes, Werewolves. Yeah.
Are one of my favorite Australian bands.
Like, yeah. I mean, we got Dave Haley in that band as well. I mean, Dave Haley is kind of the guy. Honestly, when I think about people who have influenced my idea of what the music business is, Dave Haley is the man. I mean, he's done a lot for our band. We've worked with him since 2017 on different projects, different tours. And yeah, I mean, I've always been in constant contact with him, and whenever I have a music industry question, I'll hit him up, and he just knows so much. So it's great to actually have him on the tour.
And INGESTED as well from the UK.
Okay. INGESTED is amazing. We just played a few shows with them. So we just got back from Europe about 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Not even that long ago. Like maybe late August. And now we're kind of in mid-September as the time of this recording. So we played a few shows with INGESTED. And this is a band we had never met. I think I might have met one of the members before. And it was one of those kind of meetings where you hang out and you instantly gel with all the dudes. So they're a crushing band and they're like super rad guys to hang out with. So like that combination just makes it so comforting. I don't know, you know, when you meet somebody for the first time and they feel kind of like just a buddy of yours for your life, you're like, I feel like I've known this guy for a long time. That's what you get sometimes with certain bands, just meeting across the world. And it's really cool to find that in a new band.
Absolutely. And it's their first time down here.
Oh my goodness. That's so awesome. They're going to love it.
Well, you know what? You guys are good with your pranks. I know there was,
Okay, I
I've
didn't know
got
we were,
some.
but okay.
Well, let's let's put it that way.
Sure.
Well, I mean, there was was it recently you guys did the couldn't find the contact lens
That's true. There is a
live?
video. Yes, there's video proof on Instagram of our vocalist Ollie. And okay, so right before our show, we were playing in front of I don't even know 5,000-6,000 people, something like that, at a
Couple of
festival
mates.
in Europe. Yeah, a couple of people. Yeah, and he said 5 minutes before the show started, he's like, okay, what if what if I'm like looking for my contact lens and I bend over and I show my ass to all these people? And I'm like, oh, absolutely. So we stood there for a few minutes workshopping just the flow of it, exactly how to get where he should stand, kind of what the timing of it is. So you can see proof of him exposing his ass to many thousands of people on Instagram if you like. And this is the kind of thing that we love. The stuff that we love to do is the stuff that makes us laugh. So
Yeah.
whether it's music that makes us go, that sounds great. The music that we write, oh man, I can't believe I'm so stoked on that part that we wrote yesterday. Or, oh man, we should put in this dumb joke here because it makes us laugh. That kind of stuff is what keeps the band alive, in my opinion. When you lose that kind of thing as a band, when you lose that spark, I think it's really detrimental. So we really try to keep it just like fun and exciting, and make sure we remember kind of why we're here and what has brought us here. And it really is having fun. I mean, a big thing for us is we want our shows to be a party. We don't play death metal between bands at our shows, because what we want to do is throw the best party. We want people to hear fun music, then death metal, then fun music, and have just like a great time, and play Twister at our shows and spin around in circle. This is the kind of thing that we want to do.
Yeah.
It's really important for us to keep that in mind.
I think that's right. You guys do have a good time,
We
and
do.
you bring a party.
Yes.
Do you think maybe death metal bands are a bit too serious, these days? Or do you think, are you being out there on the road with a lot of them? Do you find that, they're starting to loosen up a little bit and not take themselves too seriously with
I
the
actually
game?
I'm glad you brought that up. I have a list of bands that I think are way, way too serious. I'm going to pull that list up real quick. I'm just joking.
No, do it. No. No, let's call this. Hey, man, it's good for the hits.
Here's the bands I think are too serious. No, I mean, yeah, they could be. I think that the genre is so wacky and in your face and ridiculous, over the top already, that
Yeah.
you can go either one of many, many ways. For us, we like to have a fun party. Other bands like to be like, here's our experience the music. Here's an example of some bands might be like, take a trip with us through this thought process that we had, and it's introspective, and other bands are like, we don't want anybody to know who we are. We don't want anybody to know our names. We don't want to so there's so many different avenues that you can take. It really is just kind of whatever reflects the individual musicians best in the most genuine way. That's the thing that sells the most. And I don't mean sells in terms of tickets sold. I mean sells in terms of comes across as an enjoyable product that people can just really relate to. If they know, okay, great example, the band The Black Dahlia Murder, they have always been about having fun. They've always been about having fun. This is something that reflects who they are. And in my opinion, that's when you get the best sort of combination. You know that they take the music seriously. They spend their time writing the music. They want to make sure that's the product that does kind of does the heavy lifting. People hear about that band because they like the music. They listen to the music. But when they see them live, they realize, oh, this is like a fun time band. This is a band that they're not mean mugging the audience and saying one word between songs. They're kind of goofing off, which it just works really well for them, and whatever kind of works well for each individual band. And that's a band that we really model ourselves after. Also, it's just we don't want to be grumpy Gus's,
No, and I think that's why people like you guys so much. Drawn to it, because they're like, we're going to this show to have a party, and not the grumpy Gus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, plus the music that we write, we try to write it as ridiculous as possible. And I think that just you can't really go there and be like, I'm going to take every note of this totally seriously. It's like, what the hell am I listening to? What is this? Like, so that's part of it too. It's like, we get it.
I've seen it though. I've been at those shows where it's like, you get the funny ones. On the flip side of that, though, I've seen like black metal bands, like local ones, and then they're in character during the song, and they've got the whole stage set. They're all dressed up, and then between songs, they're like, "Yeah, thanks, guys. We're like fucking stoked to be playing Brisbane again." It's like, come on, man, you got to really lean into it. Sell me that. Start eating bats or fucking hanging off the wall. I want to see that.
Sure.
You got to have that flip side. But
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, we totally understand that when people see us, they want to see kind of what makes us what gives us enjoyment. And I mean, it's just saying dumb shit, showing our asses on stage. There you go. Well, not my ass. I would never do that. That's in bad taste.
I dare you, man.
That's an extremely poor taste.
But, mate, of course, your latest Bleed the Future came out in 2021, man. What the fuck? I feel like it's like the Marvel snap. We've all been in limbo now. It's like everyone's trying to get back to normal. Do you feel that due to all that, it extended the touring cycle in a way where you're still kind of on the back of that trying to promote that album? Or is there been a positive side to it where people have had a little bit more time with it, they've fallen more in love with it, and you're seeing that at shows?
I think that what happened is we're milking the album for all it's worth at this point. That's what we're trying to do, because it has been a while since we put out that album, and we're really trying to just get every last drop out of it. We've done the US twice, we've done Europe twice, we're doing Australia, we're doing Japan, we're doing some more US dates, we have some other stuff in the works. We're trying to really milk that album cycle because we're currently in the process of writing new music, but you might be able to guess that it does take a long time to write this stuff.
Yes.
We're not writing a new song every month. It doesn't go by that quickly. So while we're kind of, in the kitchen at our jam spot, really like pushing, trying to get music written, we're also hoping that people still like the music that we wrote enough to come see us and support us while we're in the writing phase. That being said, I think you're right. I think the pandemic kind of helped us in a way, just because we put it out in 2021, and then we didn't do really much of any touring until kind of midway the next year, 2022, something like that. I think that was the first time that we did any real touring, late spring 2022. And so that's kind of where our album cycle started. It doesn't really resemble a normal album cycle pre-COVID. But hey, everybody had that happen to them. We had an interesting experience writing and recording during COVID, and that was crazy because we were flying down right in like the beginning of the pandemic, right in 2020, really flying down, full mask, everything on the plane, going down into Denver, flying there, staying isolated. I mean, the whole experience was wild, But yeah, I think it created a bit of a unique kind of product. So we're back hard at work trying to write some more music for everybody. So hopefully we can get that done and put it on an album that everybody wants to hear. Hopefully everybody remembers us at that point, because it's gonna be a little while.
I think they will. I mean, look, it got you a Juno.
That's true. Yes, for anybody who doesn't know, a Juno Award is a Canadian award that no one else in the world really cares about.
Isn't it a movie about a chick that gets pregnant?
That's actually that's the basis for the award. So the statue for the award. It's a little pregnant teenager. It is. It's funny that you brought that up. It's really interesting.
It's a Canadian thing.
It's a Canadian thing. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly right. Yeah. Based on that movie. The award, you say it and it sounds exciting and it sounds really, amazing. But nobody really knows what that is. And that's fine by us. I opened up this box, this amazing box, and it has a statue, and I looked at it and said, wow, this is really cool. And then I put it back in my closet.
Man, I think it should be on display. Look, I have heard of it. Like, I know there has been some amazing Canadian or Canandian artists.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry. That have won it, like Devin Townsend and like a whole bunch of other Canadian artists. And I think it is a great, it's testament to what you guys are doing and taking that to the world, man. Like you are like, even like look, there's a kid downstairs here somewhere, Taj, our junior at work. You know, he even knows ARCHSPIRE.
Oh,
Like,
great.
he's 18. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, "Are you doing an interview?" I said, "Yeah, I'm talking to ARCHSPIRE." He's like, "What the fuck?" Like, you
That's
know what I
great.
mean? Like,
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
it's not. It's all across the board now, and I think that's
Well,
something
yeah.
really special. You know?
It doesn't make any sense because the music we play is really stupid. So it's like I don't really understand why anybody really like
It's not.
you listen to it in a live setting. Occasionally watch a live video of us, and I'll be like, what the hell are we doing? But it's it's really fun because it's the music that we love,
Yes.
and you can tell, in my opinion, that we're not writing it for big money reasons. We're not writing it for trying to. It isn't a widespread, fully accessible style of music. We're writing it because we love it. It's our favorite thing to do, and as long as it is, we're going to keep doing it. And we're just glad that a few people like what we're doing.
Look, man, I'm looking at that last Kickstarter that you did for the Bleed the Future video. Right. And people came out in force for that dude. Like, yes, even Jaymes,
we're excited.
As I mentioned before, Jaymes, our guitarist, he was like, "Take all my money." Like, even he threw coin in, and he's like, "I'm invested in this." And the end product of that is amazing. That video is fucking awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, we're pretty proud of it.
Like, I know you're not saying about, but it costs money to make art, and to have that support. I understand. Yes. I understand. Everyone thinks that, oh, look at these guys, like they're riding around in limos and their private planes and they're fucking, man, like, look at that bowl of spaghetti, that's in the video.
I'm not sure where you're going with this one. Oh, in the video. Oh,
yeah, in the video, you know what I mean? Spaghetti costs fucking money. So,
sure.
And the incredible effects as well.
In the music video, you might notice that every time we show a plate of pasta, it's a different type of pasta. There's actually 3 bowls of pasta, and every time you see it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And the first one is quite large. The second one is a big thing, I believe, of fettuccine with a full lobster, not even deshelled, just sitting on top of it. And yeah, so we put in months and months and months of punching up the script for that. We thought, okay, so this is and we could do this, but how about we put more thought into the smallest of details? And honestly, some of that stuff you'll see for maybe 2 or 3 frames, because there are just so many ideas crammed into that video. And honestly, the song is quite short. So for us, not all of our ideas made it through. That's probably for the best. Some of them were pretty stupid, but trying to cram all of the thoughts that we had into this one video, it proved extremely difficult. So yeah, I mean, there's a movie to make in there somewhere. It would give us a bit more time, but it had to be a music video this time. And yeah, we're glad people like it, because yeah, that music video was a surreal experience to create, and I think the end product it really turned out well.
I do like, correct me if I'm wrong, there's one little bit where they go to like the touchpad on the door, and it's got Jurassic Park. I was like, yeah. I saw that and I was like,
there's probably cool. 4 or 5 different Jurassic Park references in that video. If you look hard enough, there was going to be another one as well, but we had to cut it because we just didn't have the ability to do it. There were so many Jurassic Park references. Yeah, the whole thing is just an homage to all of our favorite movies. And when you hear our director, our producers, Mitch and Rob, both of those guys, they love movies from the 80s and 90s. They love Jurassic Park. They love Lord of the Rings. They love all these things. And so they're like, let's create that scene. Recreate that scene inside of this music video. And when you watch it side by side, you're like, holy shit, that's the same damn thing. Like, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
It is amazing. And talking about movies, is that the next step for you guys? Do you think, I reckon you could do it. I reckon this next album, you could totally just go put it out to the fan base and say, we want to make a motion picture film, and people would come to the table, man. Is that something that you want to? I'm not even fucking kidding. I know it would happen.
We definitely like doing some kind of out of the box ideas, and it's always possible to do something like a short film or something like that. that would be very fulfilling for us. And because we live in basically it's also known as Hollywood North. Vancouver is kind of like the second hub of movie production, Hollywood production in North America. We know a lot of people in the movie industry, so it is definitely more. We have access to some resources that maybe other bands might not, or if they do, it would be a lot more expensive. So yeah, I mean, there's always a possibility for that. The biggest thing for us is we need to have the proper idea. You can have all the money in the world, you can have all the best people in the world. If you don't have a good idea, you don't have shit. So it's all about the writing, it's all about the idea, it's all about the core thing. And that's kind of what our band is. We need to have a great core idea for every single thing that we do. Otherwise, it just falls flat. So whether it's a riff or a music video or a social media post, as stupid as that sounds, or it's all of that, you need to have a great initial idea that has something to it. And that's kind of why things take so long.
Yeah, I agree. No,
because
100%.
we don't have a lot of good ideas. That's what I'm saying.
No, neither do I. Look at me. I mean, look where I'm sitting today. You know, I got fucking coconuts and crabs and shit back.
That's true. Yeah, you do. Yeah,
but you know, of course, I think that's a, you know, it's possible, and it's something I think the fans would want to see. And you know, you got support from your mates, like you said, in the industry. Like, I know it gets probably brought up a lot, but Jason Momoa is a massive fan.
That's true. Yeah.
And you know, I'm sure if you went, hey man, do you want to be in our movie? He'd just, let's go. Like you'd have dudes like that. But I find it funny, like that's something keeps popping up of late. Is people like him, and there's other, like Margot Robbie is another metalhead. There's a whole bunch of people coming out of the woodwork. Then, like, here's one for you. The other night, Napalm Death in Brisbane, Boy George was there.
No way! Oh, that's really interesting. Oh, that's
Isn't
funny.
that weird? Like, it's crazy.
Wow.
I mean, it's not weird, but it's sort of like there's metalheads in every little tiny little corner. Have you been finding this, that there's people that you least expect that'll come up to you and be like, I fucking love your band, man. And you're like, what?
I'll be honest, anytime anybody says I love your band, it's an interesting kind of feeling, because you go, that's weird, because we just wrote it in a gross jam spot. How did you even hear about it? You know? so for me, it's an interesting experience every time. And whether or not that person is quote unquote famous or what have you, that is also interesting. When you meet enough people. Okay, so the orbit that we have as a death metal band, it's the people that we look up into and respect. They're not as well known as movie stars, actors, whatever, but to us, they're just as legendary. You know, people like, you know, somebody like Devin Townsend in Vancouver here, or you know, even just our favorite bands when we were younger. So we just did some dates with Dying Fetus. I mean, just meeting those people who have influenced our lives so much without even knowing them. When those people, and they say, hey, I like your band or whatever, it is just, it doesn't really, and I'm not saying this because I get starstruck. I'm just saying it doesn't really feel like a real thing. That's all. Because in your brain, you have your perspective of what you do, and they have their perspective of what they see you're doing, and it's just, they're never the same. And so if somebody says something, it sounds very nice, it's very cool, but you just keep going forward, you know. So if somebody says they like my band, that's very nice, that's very cool, but perspectives are very, very hard to change. And so for me, I just, you know, it's always great if anyone likes our music, and I appreciate anybody's support. And like you said, the music video did very well for the fundraising, and it blew our expectations away tenfold. So we're very grateful for that. And as long as we can keep playing death metal for people, I mean, I think we'll all be pretty happy.
I think that was my point. I know I was sort of going off on some little tangents, but maybe it's the cold and flu, maybe it's the margaritas, but
Sure.
But you know, I that was my point, is that, you know, ARCHSPIRE are very, very respected and loved by so many people, that you put that call to action out, that people are going to come and stand behind you.
It's very, very cool.
Man.
Yeah, very, very, very kind of people to do that.
But of course, just wrapping up, I've held you for a little while. Sorry, brother, but
all good.
I'm having a good chat. What's next? What's coming up?
So we're going to be in Japan, October. I always forget the dates. The 5th to the 8th. Osaka, Nagoya, Tokyo, Tokyo. Then we have a few days off. Then we do Australia, and the dates are. Can I pull them up? I don't remember what they are. Shit.
I will have them all down here in the show notes and on the website.
Okay, can I quickly just let me just say them out real quick. Let me just grab this real quick. We are going to be in
do it in a radio announcer voice. You got to do it properly.
I'll do my best here. All right, ARCHSPIRE's ARCHSPIRE's Tech Trek Australia with support from Ingested and Werewolves. October 11th in Brisbane at the Zoo. October 12th at Canberra at the Basement. October 13th at Sydney in the Factory Theatre. October 14th in Melbourne at the Corner. I believe Melbourne is almost sold out. If not, it's like 10 tickets away or something. So if you want to go to that, please get tickets now. October 15th in Adelaide at Line Arts Factory. October 17th at Perth at the Amplifier Bar. And these are places we haven't played since 2018. And who knows when we're going to play those places again. So please roll out.
Thanks, Dean. Here's the dog with the weather. Yeah. The weather's pretty fucking good. Yeah, man. Thank you so much again for hanging out on the show. It's been really cool to talk to you, man.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you so much.
I hope my questions were all right.
Yeah. That all that butt stuff at the beginning that you edited out, you should probably rethink those things. But all the stuff that you kept in, it was all good. But
okay, excellent.
Yeah. Your fixation on, but anyway, all the other stuff was great.
You backed me into a corner there, mate. Hey, dude, it's been really cool hanging out with you. As I said, I'll have all the stuff on the show notes on the website. Brother, take care. See you in less than a month in Brisbane, and let's party on.
All right, thank you so much, buddy.